What if there was a place with all the zip of Nuka-Cola? Wouldn't that be the cheeriest place in all the world? Where the river's made of quantum and the mountaintops are fizz.
What is going on, everyone? I go by Rifle, and thanks for checking out this video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you guys some new unique weapons and also how to get them. And while I'm also going over them, I'm going to be discussing, are these actually unique weapons? I mean, sure, they're of course unique. They got the star next to them. They got a special name. But are they actually creative? Because I feel like that's what a unique weapon should be. It should look different from, your ordinary weapons that you get. Okay, to start this off, I got you guys the Splatter Cannon Assault Rifle, which you get at the Nuka Market. You have to talk to Aaron Corbett here, and he will sell it. And also, you can get the ammo that it requires from him as well, so you might as well just purchase that while you're here. And honestly, I don't know if you guys can recognize what this weapon is similar to, but to me, it looks like the Chinese Assault Rifle, or maybe it was inspired from the Shovelware K. I don't know, I just think Bethesda's getting a little less creative, and this is shitty to say because I'm a big fan of Bethesda's games, but I think they're getting a little less creative with their weapons. The Nuka World DLC alone, like, the theme of it is extremely creative. But the weapons, what the heck is going on? Anyways, as for the stats for the Splatter Cannon, as you can see, starting with the special ability, increased damage after each consecutive hit on the same target, which that's a nice ability to have with this weapon, seeing how high the fire rate is. As you can see, for my stats with the mods that I have, which in case you're wondering about my mods, you can just check it out in the bottom right over there. I'm not going to read off all those, but the damage is 94. It requires 762 ammo type, which you can get that once again from Aaron Corbett. The fire rate is at 113, which once again, that is great to have with the ability. The range is at 77. It's pretty decent, shoots pretty far. Accuracy 79, 22.7 for the weight, and 6,820 for the value. Now that is a great value. But as for the design of this, when I saw this, I was extremely disappointed. And some of you might be thinking, to me it looks unique. What are you talking about, Rifle? I love the paint on that. Sure, it may look unique a little bit with its paint job modification. But I played with a paint job modification already like this from one of the mod creators named Doom-based weapon mod. And also, not to mention, it's just a paint texture. It's not the actual design of the weapon frame. As far as gameplay goes with this though, it's solid. It splatters enemies. Haha, see what I did there? But as for the creative side of this, I give it an F for you, Bethesda, because I know you have more of an imagination than this. I'm gonna go play some Activision games now. I'm just playing. I will never get that low. I do not like Activision whatsoever. I think they are one of the most soulless developers out there. It just sucks seeing Bethesda kind of going down that road slowly. Bethesda has literally created my favorite games, and seeing them going down that route, I'm not liking it. Anyways, let's get on to the next unique weapon. This next one I got for you guys is located at Dry Rock Gulch, and you can get this by talking to the Protectron named One-Eyed Ike. Now you can either take two routes to get this weapon. One is by taking on the challenge that he requires you to do, or you can just simply hack him if you have a high enough robotic expert skill. Either way you decide to do it, you will end up getting this weapon right here called the Western Revolver. Now as you can see, this is an original masterpiece. Fantastic job with this one, Bethesda. Absolutely insane. When I saw this, I was like, no way! The Western Revolver? Oh, this looks amazing! Just kidding. What the heck are you doing, Bethesda? Quit masturbating on the job. This is seriously the last DLC, and you're gonna give us shit like this that I feel like I've been playing with since A1 day one? The weapon to me looks like a lazy-ass reskin of the 44 pistol, except with different grip. Like, why didn't they just title this gun Peacekeeper and gave it, I don't know, faster hip fire so you could feel like you're McCree running around? I get the idea of this weapon. They want it to be old school. Well, maybe they should have made this a Remington 1875. Now that would have been pretty cool. Or an old school Army Colt revolver. I don't know, something with a little bit more originality to it. I guess Bethesda just wants to repurpose old meshes and textures, sadly. But as for the gameplay with this, it's pretty decent. As you can see, the mods that I have on it to get the stats that I have. The damage I got is 241. It requires 44 bullets. The fire rate is 7. Range is 197. The accuracy is 74. Weight 8.1. And value is 216. That range, though, is incredible. I just wish they could have done more with it in design-wise. I don't know. Am I asking for too much here, guys? Am I blowing this out of proportion about these reused textures and meshes? Or do you guys agree with me about this? Don't get me wrong, guys, I enjoy the DLC, I just don't like some of the weapons they added in. Some of the weapons are creatively unique, but a lot of them seem like they're just retextures and remeshed. I don't want to see Bethesda going down the road as a soulless developer. They have literally created my favorite games, and seeing them going down that route, such as Activision and EA, just sucks. I mean, especially Activision. They are the masters at pumping out soulless content. And if you're thinking that I think Nuka World is soulless itself, it's not. I love the theme of Nuka World. Anyways, let's get on to this last one I got for you guys. I'm trying to keep this short, simple, and straight to the point. This last one I got for you guys, you can find it in the Nuka Arcade. This weapon is called Acid Soaker, and it sometimes pops up in the reward terminal. As you can see, it takes quite a bit of tickets. And a fast way to get tickets is going over to the shooting range and using some explosive bullets or whatever you got that's explosive. As you can see, I was just using a missile launcher and it was taking out the targets easy, getting me a max score and getting a bunch of tickets every time I did this. Also keep in mind, the rewards in this is randomized. You're just gonna have to wait a few days if the Acid Soaker doesn't show up for you. I believe it's 2 days you have to wait for this to be randomly generated again. I'm not exactly positive on that though. It could be a week, but yeah. Just thought I'd throw that information out to you guys just in case it doesn't show up for you. Anyways, this is probably the most unique gun out of all 3 of these that I just showed. The reason being is because, I don't know, just look at it. It looks unique. It actually looks creative in a way. But they are still reusing parts for this, such as the barrel of the gun is taken straight from the combat rifle, the receiver is the deliverer, and the acid tank is basically just a retextured vacuum tube, I believe. And as for the acid animation when you shoot enemies, I believe that's just like the Mirelurk Queen spitting at you in a way. But I do enjoy the effect of the reload on this. As you're shooting, as you can see, the acid tank slowly drains until you have to refill it. And then once you refill it, you just throw it onto the ground and magically appear with a new one and attach it to your gun. But speaking of shooting with this, it's actually going to require some special ammo that you cannot buy or find. You're going to have to actually create the ammo at the chemistry station and look at the freaking requirements for one, that's right, one acid concentrate. Not like 10, 5, just freaking one. That is just an insane amount of requirements just for one acid concentrate that you can shoot at people. Anyways, as for the stats with this weapon, sadly you can't modify it. That's another shitty part about it. But as you can see, the damage is 10. And the effect of this weapon inflicts ongoing acid damage and temporarily reduces damage resistance. So your damage will end up doing more because their damage resistance is less. But it requires acid, obviously. The fire rate is 66, range is 35, accuracy is 89, and weight being 3, and the value is low at 125. And also something pretty crazy about this weapon is the damage is only affected by the Lone Wanderer perk. It's not increased by the Gunslinger perk, the Rifleman perk, and perks like that. But yeah, I guess that's why wrapping up these unique weapons. Hopefully you guys end up enjoying the video. I know I'm being a little too over dramatic about some of these weapons, but it did honestly just aggravate me. I felt like these unique weapons didn't feel unique to me. Maybe that's just my opinion though. I just felt like I should share it. Anyways, I'm out of here, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening, and if you found this enjoyable, consider leaving a like. It's greatly appreciated, everyone. Peace out.
What if there was a place with all the zip of Nuka Cola? Wouldn't that be the cheeriest place in all the world? Where the river's made of quantum and the mountain tops are fizz with fun and games and rides for all the